Hello everybody, my name is Naki Kimario and welcome back to your favorite show, African Woman Open Talk Show. Just remember, it doesn't matter where you are in the world, as long as you're an African woman, we are talking right to you. So today, once again, I know if you guys watched the previous episode, you guys are familiar with Aika, my fellow sister in Christ. As you guys know, she's a chemical engineer, so welcome back, Aika.
Thank you.
And before we get into what we're going to discuss today, we are going to introduce the main host of the show, Prophetess Chiza. Welcome, Mama.
Thank you so much, and God bless you. It's an honor to always speak to a woman who is out there, knowing that it's our season, it's our time to shine, and you just need to get out of that ground that tells you, you African woman, you can't be a doctor, you can't be an engineer, you can't be a pilot, you can't be a prophet, you can't be anything. Yeah. I'm telling you, you can be anything you want to do.
Oh, yeah.
Just remember, your mind influences what you are. You are a product of your mind. So your mind tells you you can't do anything, for sure you can't do anything.
Yeah.
You sit and sleep. So a time has come, women, our work is not just to take care of babies, but our work is to also just do other things that God has gifted us, God has skilled us with. We've gone to school to study. So we can combine this. When God created us as mothers, He knew that we can definitely, take force and we can do these things.
Definitely.
So we really encourage you, as you keep on following us, subscribe, share, like, comment. Also, just listen, learn, and do something. And if you have a great testimony of how you have climbed to where you are, please share with us, and would like to have you in our African Open Talk Show. We are so grateful that Aika, you're back again with us.
Yes.
You must have enjoyed.
I
What has
enjoyed
brought
a
you
lot.
back?
It's the enjoyment. I definitely enjoyed this show. And the thought of it that I'm changing somebody out there,
Yeah.
I'm motivating somebody is what brought me back here.
And that's what I was looking for. And I'm happy you've come back, because I said when we come back, we're going to speak about how skills and competence can lead you into excellence.
Yeah.
I picked from your sentence when you're speaking about that skills are key,
Yeah.
especially like in a career, in your profession. And I said, yeah, I would like to know from you, when you speak of skills, how would you encourage a woman who is out there, who doesn't even understand what skills can do to them or how to go about it?
Yeah.
Because you cannot be a chemical engineer if you're not competent.
Yeah, that's
You go
true.
utafuruga, you mess up people
Yeah,
big time.
that's true.
Kabisa.
It's the same thing. You can't be a doctor without competence.
Yeah.
At least you can preach as long as you understand the Bible, and maybe you lack competence. But there's some jobs, professions, you really need skills and competence.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how can people acquire this kind of skills, like engineering, like pilots?
Yeah.
Is there a shortcut? You know, as African women, we love shortcuts. Is there a shortcut? Did you ever take a shortcut in gaining the skills and the competence that you have gained?
There is no shortcut.
Wow.
To have to go to school and do all those years?
There is no shortcut.
Imagine.
You have to sacrifice. There is no shortcut. You know, a skill is that ability
Yes.
which will enable you to do something. So for you to get that ability, you have to earn it. You
Yes.
have to urge for it.
Diligence is needed.
Exactly. You have to be diligent in it. So you need to do it over and over and over. As I said previously, that it's a repetition.
Yes.
A skill is a repetition of something.
And it
So-
leads you to competence, because the more
Exactly.
you gain skills and you move with it, then definitely. The more you drive, we closed when I was saying
Yeah.
that getting a driving license, and you can have the
Without
theory.
driving.
But if you're not driving, you're not going to become competent.
Exactly.
You know, so it's the more you do.
Yeah, the more you do, that's how you get the skills. And that goes to different skills. You can't say that I'm skilled. Well, there's some people, few of us, or others who are lucky they're having inborn skills. But if you don't have a certain skill, then you have to adapt it. So you have to do it, practice it over and over for you to attain that skill. But once you go to competence, it's more of knowledge. You have to study it. You have to go deep into it for you to be compatible in something. So once, as you said earlier, skills and competence brings excellence in it. There is also adaptability in it. How are you able to adapt yourself? How are you using your skills and competence to adapt to a certain environment, to a certain area, to a certain role? How are you able to revolve around it? So all that brings your excellence in doing something. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing because you can go to study chemical engineering,
Yeah.
but if you don't practice what you've learned, there's a way you will not gain enough experience to bring excellency.
Yeah.
So it is key also to just put practicals in it. Like you need to practice. Practice makes perfect. Yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's really amazing. But thank you, Naki, for being around. We missed you in the last episode. Before I forget, you're here because you were not here when we had Aika. Do you have? As you watch the clip, do you have a question that you feel like you would like to hear from her?
I think it's definitely, it inspired me because I'm also young. I'm also someone who's trying to, kind of find a career, find something that I want to stick to. I found it really inspiring, even what you said right now, when you said that you can't have a shortcut. And I think that's something that we struggle because we want things easy.
Yeah.
And you said that you have to study. It takes time because you can't be competent. And I think that's something that a lot of us struggle with.
Like, for example, like you're in modeling. If you want to become perfect in your modeling, you need skills. And like I said, there's some things you might not go to school, but maybe you can be inspired by watching others. She said there's some skills that are natural. Like to be tall makes you qualify, to become a model.
Yeah.
So that's something that is in you. But now when it comes to like skills and you need to become a great model, then you have to do it more and more, and then you're able to walk on that runway with heels without, shaking and going down. So I believe it's an all-around thing, even for me as a woman of God. But I was looking, because I spoke about Ruth and Naomi, and I said, for me, I'm really lifted by seeing how Naomi and Ruth, both they became a helper to each other. And for Ruth to be able to say, I'm following Naomi, because I remember I said to build confidence, it also you need a mentor, so the mentor can develop the gifts in you. Sometimes you can even have skills, but you still need somebody to push you, if I'm not wrong. If I'm
Very true, very true.
You can have
You
the
need a
ability to do something, but you might lack a drive. So I want to believe that you can have all that, but you need a drive. You need that drive. And you told us how you got the drive and you go to where you are. So now, when I look at the story of Ruth and Naomi, and that's why I spoke about risk. So I spoke about taking responsibility, initiative, sacrifice, knowledge. You combine them, then you'll be skilled automatically and you'll be competent with all that, But I'm also thinking, like, when I read the story of Ruth and Naomi, Naomi had something that Ruth had learned from her that made her to move with her to where she was going. And that is, she took a risk. She realized, my husband has died, but I need to take a responsibility of my own life and stand and move on.
Yeah.
So she needed an initiative to be able to move with the mother-in-law where she was going.
Yeah.
And at the same time, she needed a motivation. So the mother-in-law was giving her the motivation. Like, at first the mother had no motivation of whatsoever or anything. So it would have killed Ruth because the mother was like down on the floor. So now she took responsibility of, it's my life. I need to decide to move on. My husband is gone. But at the same time, I need to take care of this old woman because the way she looks, it's like she's going to collapse before me. So I'm going to move with her. At the same time, initiative, and at the same time, sacrifice. She left her entire family in Mobat, and she had to move to Bethlehem, where she knew she's not wanted, so there's no future for her. But she sacrificed. When she arrived, she needed to understand how the culture and things run here. She gained knowledge of the entire society. She went to work. Diligence was in place. Because we see Ruth as a very hardworking woman.
Very true.
But out of it all, there are a few things I was thinking, and I was noting them down about Ruth. And that's why I said skills and competence brings excellence. Because when I look at the Bible and I see these two women, I see excellency in everything that Ruth did. And that's why even Jesus comes from her descendants. So when we come back, I want to give the viewers some keys that will lead you into excellency through your skills and competence. Mm-hmm. So please, we love you. Remember to stay connected by subscribing, share, comment. Don't forget to like. We'll be right back. We love you. Stay connected. Viewers all over the world, this is African Woman Open Talk Show. We are back after this short break. Remember, we are in the series where we are talking about confidence, because we're in the month of March, whereby, we're celebrating International Women, meaning all women all over the world, because International Women's Day is only one. But the entire month, we have to celebrate women for the hard work, for the women that we are. We just need to celebrate ourselves before we can be celebrated by others. So now we have Aika as our guest. She's still within us. She's a chemical engineer. We also have Naki, our host, as you know her. She's a model. She's a worshiper. She's right here with us. And she's also a leader in the youth, in the church. So she's also a leader. This is a leader. We are all leaders here, because we're empowering women to understand that they can become great leaders. And that's why we said that after you've taken a risk, so now there's a need of skills, because we even spoke of knowledge. So there's a need of skills and competence, because this is what leads you into excellence. And we are looking at, how, the keys to excellency, Yeah. And I know you are excellent, because I've seen you doing your job so well. Of course, I wouldn't want you to stay there. I want you to keep on moving, because like you have told us, with skills and competence, it's the more you do it, the more and more you do it, the better it is for you, and you become a greater person, Yeah. I don't know what, Naki, you picked on this, being a model and a young person and hearing all this about skills and,
Yes.
Yeah, and you can just share with somebody.
Definitely, I can relate a bit, because obviously being a model, you need to, obviously there's actually steps that you have to take. It's not like you want to be a model and you go straight into it. There's things that you actually have to learn. And I think one of the hardest is actually the walk. The walk itself is the hardest thing that you got to do on the runway. You also need to have the experience. You need to keep doing it, like she said. To get the skills, you have to keep doing it over and over again. Even if you look at the top models that we see on social media right now, you will see that they actually started somewhere. You'll see how they used to model 5 years ago, and how they model today is completely different. So I think it's something that everyone can really relate to in whatever they do. Definitely. But I think one huge thing that I actually wanted to ask you, Mama, why is it that people always want it easy? Why, when they see that there's skills and there's steps that you have to take, then they get scared and they don't want to do what they wanted to do anymore?
Because as African women, the way we are brought up in an easy way as a girl. You're taught, like, you will get married. Once you get married, your life will be sorted out. So we always want an easy life.
Yeah.
Because this kind of easy and shortcut is just here. It's us as Africans.
Yes.
And especially because we're talking about women.
Yes,
so we always want it easy because of how we were brought up. And that's why we are here to tell women, no, you can be different, you can make a difference.
Yes.
I'm sure even the Western, like you're speaking of China, I'm sure if you're to follow the history, it didn't maybe start that way, but it has grown into,
Yes.
into
Exactly.
women being empowered to stand. They can run the finances of the home, of the work. I don't know what you meant by saying women in China, they run the show.
Yeah.
Could you elaborate a bit so that, you know, somebody can be encouraged by that?
Women in China, once you go in different markets, I'll talk in terms of business-wise. If you visit the markets, you'd find the one, if you wanna pay for something, you'd have to pay the woman, and the husband is there.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah. If you go in different industries, you have to talk to the woman. While you're budgeting about something, you have to talk to the woman, and the man is seated there.
so cool.
But I tried going back. I tried asking one of my professors, why is it this way? She gave me a history back when they were bringing the one-child policy. They had to give to empower women to be busy with something. So in doing so, the women attained power. That is why most Chinese women now, you're telling them, why don't you have the second baby? They'll break it down to you. Having a second child, I'll have to be pregnant for 9 months, then I'll have to nurse my daughter or my son for about a year. Do you know how much money I'm going to lose? They have it all figured out, how much she's going to lose when she embarks that journey again.
You know, I'm always telling ladies, when I see somebody pregnant, I'm like, I hope you're ready to be down for 2 years. Because it's what she's saying, the Chinese woman, that there's that season you're 9 months pregnant, and then after that, then you need to nurse the baby, you need to fix your body until you get back to shape. It needs like a whole year. That is after the pregnancy. So it's true. So anyway, we thank God for that the women in China, they have seen the light, and we believe also in Africa, the light is coming. You know, it's no longer those days that our parents would tell us when you get married, you need to get like 5 or 10 kids.
Yeah.
They're also tired of bringing up grandchildren.
Exactly.
So the economy doesn't allow us, the resources don't allow us. So we really need to change women. So we can also become like that. But I wanted to ask you, what about when you go to a restaurant to eat or to shop? Let me talk of a restaurant, because I've experienced this most of the time, that whenever we go out for dinner with my husband, the waiter just brings the bill to my husband without asking or without putting it on the table. Then we decide who's going to share. Is it the same in China? Does the bill go to the woman or it goes to the man? Since the woman is the one receiving the cash, so is she the same one who pays?
No, with them, they keep the bill on the table. Then they go, because they're not sure who is going to pay.
Yes.
So they actually leave an open room for you to decide who is going to pay. And it's not only once you go there as a woman, even if you go out as a friend, the bill, they just keep it at the center. So you're the ones to decide.
You see, it's our mentality. It's our mentality here in Africa that a woman is just on the side. So even when you go to the restaurant, the waiter comes to the man. I mean, it makes a woman lose her confidence.
Exactly, yeah.
Anyway, we were speaking about skills and competence. One of the things, as I said, that it will give you excellence. So it means I need to catch on excellency. But one thing I need to clarify is that for you to be able to get excellency, one of the keys you need is to want excellency.
Yeah.
You have to want excellency, and you have to feel a need. You need to make it a necessity.
Yeah.
Like everything you do, you just don't do it as a by the way. And that's why I said you can have the skills, but if there is no mixture of competence, then most likely excellence is a problem. So you need to value excellency. So viewers, you need to value excellence. I can see I'm being shown time. Another point that I had put on my list is that don't settle for average. It's a key to excellency. Don't settle for average. If you had settled for average, then you'd have just become like everyone else, business administrator, You know, that's the key. That's the obvious
Actually,
thing, you know. At least you even do international business, not just be, I'm not trying to bring it down. And something else is to pay attention to details. So despite you having the skills and the competence, for you to be able to flow with the excellence, you need to pay attention to the details. You know, like today when we were coming here, somebody served me the drink with the dirty glass. For me, clearly, it's not that that person wanted to serve me with a dirty glass, but it's just not giving attention to details. When my makeup artist is fixing me, we have to look at the mirror 2 or 3 times. Are you okay? I have to ask her, am I okay? Am I like, I'm like, no, my daughter, you know, you need to pull this eyelash up a bit like this. You know? And she's like, oh, you know, I had actually not noticed. But because now she knows me and she's used to me, she knows. She looks at those small details.
Yeah.
My dressmaker, for you to become a designer of excellency, it is when you pay attention to what you're doing, to details, and not just to stitch like a tailor. So you have to differentiate yourself from a tailor. What's the difference between a tailor and a designer? Because a designer goes for details. Exactly. A tailor, you have given me a machine. He says I have to go, so they go all around. So this is key. Anyway, I'll give you more keys. I have like about 12. When we come back in our next episode, we'll continue with looking at how excellency comes, because when you become a person of excellence, it gives you confidence.
Yes, that's true.
You start knowing, I am good and I can do what I know how to do best. Yes. So that's key, not unless there's somebody with a question on that. And excellence, we have 2 minutes before we can close.
Any questions?
No, I'd like to add up on what you said earlier when you're talking about Ruth and Naomi. It actually got me thinking that no one is lucky, but luck comes to those who are prepared.
Actually, in Christianity, we don't believe in luck. And personally, I don't really push on that. It's blessings. Blessings, they come to those who are open to receive.
Yes.
Because you can sit next to an angel, but because you're so loose, the angel will just pass you by. And that's why we say, you know, be careful of the strangers.
Yeah.
So, and one of the things that I wanted to say also is that when I look at Ruth and Naomi, I see a heart and art. So heart and art, they go together when we come back. Do you have something to say, Naki?
No, I just want to say that that was just amazing. I hope some of you guys were encouraged by that. Skills, competency, excellency. Please make sure you stay tuned for the next episode where our Prophetess Teresa will be continuing with more of the keys to excellency. So thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Please remember to share and to follow Prophetess Teresa on prophetess_Teresa. We love you so much, and we'll see you in the next episode.
And just remember, integrity is key. You have to display your integrity and ethics, because it doesn't matter how professional you are, but if you don't put ethics in place, excellency will disappear. We love you so much. God bless you. I pray that a few, not a few, actually an army will arise from this program of African Woman Open Talk Show. Thank you so much, Aika, for coming. We have enjoyed your praises, and we look forward to having you to come and share with us more of, you know, these international things you're speaking. We love you. Shalom.